Welcome to Bedtime Science. High in the eucalyptus, a small gray body rests in the fork of a tree. The night air moves slowly through the leaves. The koala does not stir. Did you know that a koala can rest in a single tree for nearly 20 hours of the day? Tonight we settle into the slow world of koalas and the quiet forests they call home. In the next moments, we will gently discuss how a koala finds water hidden inside a leaf, why eucalyptus serves as both food and shelter, how mothers carry their young through long gray months, the soft sounds koalas use to find one another in the canopy, and the gentle rhythm of their days under the southern sky. Before we begin, if you find comfort here tonight, consider subscribing to join our quiet community. And if you are still awake, you can leave a soft comment about which animal you would like us to visit next. Now let us begin. The eucalyptus forest stands across much of eastern Australia. It runs along coastal ranges and inland valleys. The trees rise tall and slender, with pale bark that hangs in loose ribbons. In the daytime, the canopy is quiet. Cicadas hum from the deep wood. Wind moves through the long leaves and shakes them like soft chimes. A koala lives most of its life inside this canopy. It rarely comes to the ground. The fork of a tree, where two branches meet, becomes a kind of small gray chair. The koala wedges itself into that fork and sits very still. Its gray fur blends with the bark. From below, it can look like a soft knot in the wood. Eucalyptus oil rises from the leaves on warm afternoons. The air grows fragrant and a little hazy. The forest seems to breathe out a thin blue mist. This is the world the koala has chosen, or rather, the world its ancestors chose long ago. It is a world made of leaves, light, and long stillness. The koala is a marsupial, not a bear. Its closest relatives are the wombats that live in burrows underground. Long ago, the koala's ancestors climbed up into the trees and stayed. Its body is built for that climb. The forelimbs are strong and reach forward in long, careful pulls. The hind legs grip with wide, rough pads. Each front paw has 5 fingers. 2 of those fingers sit apart from the others, like a second small thumb. This gives the koala a steady grip on round branches. Sharp curved claws sink lightly into the bark. The koala can hold on without effort, even while it rests. Its small body weighs less than 10 kilograms in most cases. A thick coat of gray fur traps a layer of warm air close to the skin. In winter rain, water rolls off the outer hairs. The koala stays dry inside that soft pelt. Its ears are round and large, edged with white fluff. They turn toward small sounds in the night. Even when the koala seems still, the ears are listening. The nose is broad, black, and slightly leathery. It is one of the koala's most important tools. With this nose, the animal tests each leaf before taking a bite. Eucalyptus leaves make up nearly the whole of the koala's diet. There are hundreds of eucalyptus species in Australia. Koalas feed on only a small handful of them. The leaves are tough, dry, and rich in oils. To most animals, they are mildly toxic. Few creatures can eat them at all. The koala's body has adapted slowly to this hard food. Its liver breaks down the natural compounds in the oil. The work is steady, careful, and slow. Inside the koala, a long pouch in the gut holds the leaves for many hours. This pouch is called the cecum. It is one of the longest known among mammals. In that dim, warm chamber, tiny microbes work on the leaves. They break the leaf fibers into simple sugars. Without them, the koala could not survive on eucalyptus at all. This kind of slow digestion takes energy out of the animal. Eucalyptus offers very little fuel for the work it asks, so the koala moves only when it must. A koala will often eat between 400 and 600 grams of leaves each night. That is around a small bag of dry tea. From this quiet meal, the animal draws its day's worth of strength. Joeys learn which leaves to choose by watching their mothers. Each koala may prefer one or two trees within its range. The taste of eucalyptus, even to a koala, is not the same in every leaf. For a long time, people believed koalas did not drink water at all. Their name in some Aboriginal languages reflects this old idea. The word koala has been linked to a phrase meaning, no drink. Most of the koala's water comes from the leaves themselves. A fresh eucalyptus leaf can be more than half water by weight. In the cool hours of night, those leaves hold tiny beads of dew. The koala licks the moisture from the leaf surface. It also draws water out of the leaf flesh as it chews. In this way, the canopy itself becomes a kind of slow green spring. During long droughts, this can change. In hotter, drier years, koalas have been seen climbing down to drink from rivers and pools. They lap quietly at the edge of the water and then return to the trees. In some places, koalas now drink from rain gutters and garden bowls left out by people. Their need for extra water seems to grow when the leaves dry out. The forest's small green springs slowly close. A wild koala spends most of its day at rest. Some studies suggest around 18 to 20 hours of quiet stillness each day. The remaining time is given to eating, climbing, and short, careful moves. This long rest is not laziness. It is part of the koala's slow energy budget. Eucalyptus simply does not offer enough fuel for a busy life. By staying still, the koala saves heat in winter and stays cool in summer. Its breathing slows in the warmest hours. Its heart rate drops to a steady, gentle pulse. In the fork of a tree, the koala curls into a soft, round shape. Its head tucks down against its chest. The thick fur becomes a small, warm shelter against wind and rain. Sometimes it stretches out along a wide branch. The hind legs hang loosely on either side. The face presses lightly into the bark, as if listening to the tree. Birds may land on nearby branches. Lizards may rest on the same trunk. The koala does not move, except for slow blinks of its dark round eyes. This stillness is its main defense. A koala is not fast. It cannot outrun a dog or a fox on the ground. In the canopy, by being patient, it almost disappears. Like all marsupials, the koala is born very small and unfinished. A newborn joey is about the size of a small jelly bean. It is pink, blind, and almost hairless. After birth, the joey climbs slowly up its mother's belly. Without help, with only instinct, it crawls into the pouch. The trip is short for us, but long for such a small body. Inside the pouch, the joey latches onto a teat. It will stay attached for weeks, growing in soft, warm darkness. The mother goes about her quiet life with this small passenger. Around 6 months, the joey starts to peek out from the pouch. It blinks at sunlight, leaves, and bark for the first time. Slowly, it learns the shape of its mother's world. There is a stage between milk and leaves. The young koala feeds on a soft substance the mother produces, called pap. This pap carries microbes from her gut. With these microbes, the joey can later digest eucalyptus. After a year or so, the joey rides on the mother's back. Two gray shapes move together through the canopy, one larger and one small. The young one clings to her shoulders as she climbs. When the joey grows older, it slips down to its own branch. It stays near its mother for a while, then slowly drifts to a tree of its own. The forest takes back the bond gently. In the daytime, koalas are almost silent. The forest belongs to insects, parrots, and the wind. But once the sun goes down, another sound rises. Male koalas make a deep, low call, sometimes described as a bellow. It is surprising to hear from such a small body. The sound is closer to a distant grunt than a shout. This call travels through the canopy at night. It carries across hundreds of meters of warm air. Other koalas hear it and judge size, distance, and direction. The throat of the male holds a special structure for this voice. It allows the call to fall to a lower pitch than the body alone could make. The koala uses the canopy itself as a kind of soft sound chamber. Females have their own quieter voices. They make soft snorts, sighs, and small clicking sounds. Mothers and joeys speak to one another in tones almost too quiet for the human ear. When two koalas meet on the same branch, they may snort and turn away. They may share the tree for a while, then move to separate forks. Conflict, when it happens, is brief and slow. A koala does not roam widely. Each adult tends to live within a small home range. This range may hold only a few dozen trees that the koala visits again and again. These trees are like rooms in a house. Some are bedrooms where the koala rests through the day. Others are feeding trees where it returns at night. Males sometimes have larger ranges that overlap with several females. They walk between these areas in the cool hours, often after dark. On the ground, they move with a careful side-to-side gait. A koala leaves small marks on its favorite trees. The chest of the male carries a scent gland in the middle of the fur. He rubs this gland against the bark. The scent tells other koalas who has been there. It carries a slow message through the woods. The forest, to a koala, is more a network of smells than a map of paths. Young koalas search for a range of their own when they leave home. They cross open ground, fences, and roads in this search. Most of their lives, though, are spent in the slow quiet of one small forest patch. The seasons in Australia are gentle compared with much of the world. Eucalyptus forests do not lose their leaves in winter. The koala lives in a green canopy all year round. Even so, the year has its slow rhythm. In late spring and summer, the breeding season begins. The deep bellows of the males rise more often through the warm nights. Females give birth in late spring and early summer. They carry the joeys in their pouches through the autumn months. By the time the young begin to peek out, the air is cool and the forest is calm. Winter brings rains, fogs, and quiet days. The koalas curl tighter in the forks of their trees. Their thick coats darken slightly with moisture. Spring returns with new leaves. The young koalas, now bigger, ride high on their mothers' backs. Around the forest, the slow cycle continues, almost without sound. A wild koala can live for around 10 to 15 years. Some live longer in protected areas, where there are no dogs and no roads. The oldest known koalas have reached close to 20. Age shows in small ways. The teeth wear down from years of grinding eucalyptus. The fur grows paler around the ears and chest. When a koala can no longer chew its leaves well, its body grows thinner. It moves more slowly between branches. It chooses softer young leaves when it can find them. In its last days, an old koala often stays in one favorite tree. It rests in the same fork it has used for many years. The forest holds it quietly. When it dies, its body returns to the floor of the wood. Beetles and microbes break it down. The minerals in its bones soak back into the soil, where the eucalyptus roots will find them. In this way, the koala becomes part of the next leaf, the next tree, the next slow generation. Nothing in the eucalyptus forest is truly lost. It is only changed and passed along. Koalas have lived in the eucalyptus forests for millions of years. Their ancestors appeared in Australia long before humans walked there. The bones of older, larger koala species rest in caves and ancient riverbeds. One ancient relative, sometimes called the giant koala, was larger than today's animal. It moved through forests that were wetter and cooler. As the climate changed, it slowly disappeared. The modern koala emerged in a drier Australia. Its small body and slow ways suited a continent of long droughts. It found its place among the eucalyptus and stayed. For thousands of years, Aboriginal peoples shared the land with koalas. Stories about the koala appear in many cultures across the continent. Some tell how the koala came to live in trees, drink no water, and watch the forest from above. In some stories, the koala once had a tail. In others, it once lived by the river but was lifted into the canopy by other animals. These stories give the koala a place in the long memory of the land. The koala's life is now harder than it once was. Forests have been cleared for farms, towns, and roads. The patches of eucalyptus the koala depends on have grown smaller and more scattered. Fences cut across old ranges. Cars cross roads where koalas once walked between trees. Each year, some koalas are hurt as they try to reach a new feeding area. Dogs in suburbs near forests can threaten koalas on the ground. The animal that survives by stillness in the canopy has few defenses on open earth. The risks of crossing have grown. Long droughts and large fires have struck many koala forests in recent decades. After such fires, the canopy needs years to grow back. The koalas who survive face a long, hungry time. Disease also weighs on some populations. A bacterial illness called chlamydia spreads through certain groups of koalas. It can cause infections of the eyes and other organs. Researchers and rangers work to ease these pressures. They plant new eucalyptus corridors between forest patches. They build crossings over roads and treat sick koalas in care centers. The koala's story is still being written. Its slow life depends on slow forests. When the land grows quieter and greener again, the koala can return. Climbing is the daily work of the koala. Even at rest, the body remembers the climb. The strong shoulders and gripping hands sit ready in the fork of the tree. When a koala moves up a trunk, it does so in small bounces. Both forelimbs reach up together. The hind legs follow with a soft thump and grip. This pattern is slow but very stable. A koala can pause halfway up a tree without slipping. Its claws hold it in place, even on wet bark. Coming down is more careful. The koala turns its body so it faces the trunk. It lowers itself back first, reaching down with the strong rear legs. On the ground, it walks awkwardly on all fours. The body sways gently from side to side. Its eyes search ahead for the next tall trunk to climb. Eucalyptus bark gives a good grip for koala claws. Some bark hangs in long ribbons, other bark peels in patches. Each tree has its own texture under the small gray hands. A koala's eyes are small and dark, set in a wide round face. Its vision is good enough to judge the distance between branches. Even so, the koala does not rely on sight alone. The nose carries much of its world. With each breath, the koala reads the tree, the air, and the season. It can tell young leaves from old ones in a single sniff. Memory may also play a quiet role. A koala returns to the same trees again and again. Within its range, it likely remembers which forks are safe, which trunks are easy to climb, and which leaves are best. Some scientists believe koalas hold a kind of slow map of their forest. They do not draw it, of course. They live it branch by branch, season by season. When a young koala first explores, it learns this map. It tries different trees and tastes different leaves. Slowly, its choices narrow into a familiar route through the wood. The koala does not live alone in the eucalyptus. Many other creatures share the canopy. Possums move along the branches at night, silent as shadows. Cockatoos and parrots cross the treetops in noisy flocks during the day. They peel strips of bark to search for grubs. The koala watches them with calm, round eyes and does not respond.